My name's Judi Oshowole, which means it's Yoruba, and Osho means the magic man, Wo means to enter, and Ile enters the house. So it's Oshowole, the magic man enters the house.
Wow. Well, for us, living in Barcelona, it's a magical place, and you're kind of going to be our magical person.
Okay.
Because you're going to, our guide, because you've lived here how long now?
Just about 18 years now. I used to work in London in the area of equal opportunities, and when they decided to close where I worked, and I just thought, well, Spain looks like an interesting place. My son was old enough to be abandoned, and I came to Barcelona. And it was a very, very different place then than it is now. It's changed completely.
In what way?
From a black perspective.
Right.
Because when I first came, there were some black people, but you didn't see black people being employed. They weren't even employed as street sweepers, waiters in restaurants, not even in kitchens in restaurants, let alone in banks or in hospitals. And you were stopped by the police. That's changed now. Now you see black people walking around not being hassled. You see black people in increasingly different professions. You know, like if you go to a hospital, you might well see a black doctor, black nurses, and definitely in working in restaurants and shops. So that's one of the changes that I've noticed.
What held you then? What held you here in that period?
I guess it's determination. It's like, I chose to come here. No one's going to drive me away, but I have a right to be here just like anybody else. So I'm going to keep on fighting, and it's ended up really good.
It's interesting too. I mean, I must say, just from a visual point of view, having been here only a few days, I have been stunned by the number of people of color, of a range, because I know there are Africans. I've seen people who are tourists, from black folks from France. So it's a really a diverse group here. So let's talk about the organization. How I found you was through.
Yeah, Bibs, which is that name came to me one night when I was thinking we need to get together as black women. And then I thought, I need to send an email and I need a name. And Barcelona International Black Sisters, Bibs, just came. And what's wonderful about it is that it's black women from the Caribbean, like from Martinique and the islands, from Venezuela, from Cuba, from Brazil, black French, black Americans, black British, black Germans. One sister who's half Kenyan, half Icelandic. I mean, it's just a rich mixture, and it's fantastic because all we do, we just set dates, get together, everybody brings a dish, some booze, some music, and we just stay together as black women and party. My mailing list is 82 women.
82 women.
82 women. A lot of them work as English teachers, some of them have their own little businesses. But what's really interesting is that even though we all come from very different backgrounds, we've got so much in common. That is the black diaspora. We have got so much, whether you're French speaking, you know, and you're talking to somebody who's half Kenyan, half Icelandic, we find we've got so much in common, which is what's so beautiful about it, and we have a great time.
There's kind of two African or black communities in Barcelona now. Could you kind of define that? Okay.
There's a lot who people say they're pateras, people that came from West and Northwest Africa across the desert, sometimes taking years, coming across the strip in the boats. Very often they drown. Loads.
They take a boat, get a bunch of people in a boat from Africa.
Usually from Morocco or somewhere like there, heading towards South Spain and the Canary Islands. Almost every week there's announcements about boats that have sunk and people have been drowned, but still a lot of people get here, and when they get here, they find work, they set up little shops or hairdressers or things like that. And then in the last 5 years, there's been a huge increase of what I call the black professionals who've lived in Britain or in France or in Germany for years and have decided to transport their business to Barcelona. But they're a very, very different community, and I don't feel that they mix that much. There isn't very much crossover.
Barcelona is a very different city than, let's say, London or Paris or places American tourists traditionally go to. It seems like the Southern Europe in general, but Southern Barcelona, has a different pace.
Yeah.
Much more relaxed.
Much more relaxed, much slower. My son and daughter-in-law moved here about 6 years ago, and they've just bought a house. And they said, compared to London, this is where they would like to bring up a family. So it's a much better city than London for bringing up young children. Much more family-oriented city, as well as being very, very relaxed.
What's your favorite area in Barcelona?
Around here.
And how would you characterize
this is the Barrio Gótico, right? The barrio, which is the old city, very near a place called the Born, which is very famous also.
Mm-hmm.
Right behind us here is the Palau de la Música, which is the United Nations listed building. That's what my terrace looks over. It's just behind us there. And so I love this area because it's like a little village. Good shops, a nice little market down the road there. It's safe and great transport. And go down to the beach. I can walk down to the beach from here.
If you could say one reason why you think people should visit Barcelona, what would you say?
Got great food, great beaches, easy transport. It's very, very safe. Lots of great music, and so there's always something to do. And compared to somewhere like London or Paris, very, very, very cheap. I mean, that's another reason why I stay. The things I love: good wine, good seafood, you know, big prawns and that, and being able to have wine every day with my dinner without thinking I'm breaking the bank. I mean, what else do you want? And look at this.
Not bad.